Of today's main news and the absolutely dreadful incident at a school in northwest London yesterday. A 13-year-old boy has been arrested following the stabbing of two boys, both of whom are believed to be in a serious condition in hospital. It's just horrifying, Janet, isn't it? You hear these stories.
Absolutely horrible. And that school is not very far away from where Peter, I have to say my husband now, worked as a teacher about 15 years ago. And I can trace all this anxiety and knife carrying back as far as that, because I remember him coming home and saying the children don't want to leave their postcodes because of gangs. They're frightened of gangs who live in other postcodes. So the way they go to school and come back is absolutely terrifying and stressful for them. And now, all these years on, 15 years on, we're seeing children of 4 and 5 taking knives into school for self-protection because they're living in such fear. But what's even more extraordinary is, given this long history of violence against children, and now there are statistics that say 1 in 4 children have seen violence happening in front of them, you think, in spite of all of that, it's still not part of our law to have metal detectors at inner city schools. It's still not a legal requirement to make children go through a metal arch or a knife detector.
How sad is that, though?
It is sad, but, you know, the Mayor of London made money available for schools to ask for knife wands, but that requires the teachers and everybody to organise it. Why not just stick metal detectors at the gates and have done with it, accept the world we are now living in?
Like airport-style kind of security.
Yes, because
really,
we go through metal detectors at airports, and I'm afraid it looks like they'll be at primary schools and secondary schools.
Yeah, I mean, I'm just horrified at the thoughts of that, obviously. But also, I mean, at some point, you know, you were saying there that there's even kids as young as, 4 and 5-year-olds. Surely, you know, and I don't want to be berated here or blaming parents again, I'm not. But it has to start from somewhere, doesn't it? I mean, what are those young children, I mean, even a 13-year-old, what are they watching? Why are you letting them watch it, whether it be on the telly or on social media, or just the fact of the conversations that you're maybe having in front of these really impressionable kids? I know when I was little, my mum and dad never let me watch the news. Like, I had to go out if the news was on. Never read newspaper. Mind you, I was out playing. But what I mean is, it was just not part of my world when I was so young. And it just seems nowadays we're letting them see and feed them everything.
I know, and I think this is the problem, isn't it, Sally? When things have changed, like you say, we'd have been out playing, but now, most young person has a phone, which means they've access to literally everything. And it's changed the landscape, isn't it? It's changed it.
Yeah, I mean, you want to wrap your children up in cotton wool these days, and it's terrifying. I mean, it's devastating that this is still going on in this day and age. What about the education in the schools for this? What are we doing to combat this and stop this? It must be...
Well, they are. There are loads of... there's loads of resources being poured into teaching children not to carry knives, but the fact of the matter is they're so scared. So you can tell them as much as you like not to carry a knife because they'll end up in jail or they're placing themselves in danger, but they feel that there are people out there that they don't know who are carrying knives, and I just think it is a frightening situation.
I mean, apparently, like, roughly 68% of teenagers who carried a weapon reported seeing others carrying or promoting weapons on social media, which is a huge proportion, and that slightly normalises it, doesn't it, when the more you're sort of bombarded with those images. It's like you said, though, Colleen, it's the sadness I feel for it. It's like innocence is being stripped away.
So young.
For so many young children. It just, they shouldn't have to think about this. They shouldn't have to think about airport-style security. But as a parent, I'm whatever it takes. But it just breaks your heart to think that we're at that point. I just can't quite believe it. And certainly, even in primary schools now, they're introducing American-style lockdown drills, as they're called, where they're being told that if there's an intruder, this is what you do, doors get locked. And I mean, you're
They
bracing.
do it here now.
Yes, exactly. And it's like these are young children. This is 5, 6, 7-year-olds. It's an awful worry, and obviously the poor children and teachers yesterday that watched.
What they would have
that
seen.
witnessed that.
Well, that's a very, very tough time for everyone involved. There will, of course, be more on that story on the ITV News at 1:30. And we're sending all of our love to absolutely everyone that was involved in that. It's a terrible situation.